Might help if I hit the button. I'm like, what's going on? Why is this not working? It's because I didn't set the button right to go off when that went off. So welcome to the May 22nd edition Morning Mindset. Last full week of May. Where did May go? Wow. Was it me or did just that fly by? Because you didn't know or not, this coming weekend's Memorial Day weekend, which means no show next Monday. So we'll clear that air there. No show next Monday, but Memorial Day weekend. What you got planned for that? Well, I'm sure we'll talk about that coming up later on in the week. But welcome, Morning Mindset. It's your first time here or long time here. This is how it works. I need to know who you are, where you're from. I need to know what the weather is like in your area and what's in your cup. So you give us all those. And then the other thing, I think what's the most important thing is we want you to hold yourself accountable. And how do you do that? Well, make a list. Make a list of 5 things that you are going to accomplish today. Ooh, that looks really awesome there, doesn't it? Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, that's Friday, or that's no, did that happen Friday? It might have happened. Yeah, I think it happened Friday. Yeah, I think is what it was. Friday, Thursday, whatever. Anyway, your 5 things. What are 5 things that you are going to accomplish today? So for us, it is gorgeous out. Took the kids to school in the golf cart. It's like mid 60s out there. It's beautiful. We're headed for sun all week long. The temps in the 70s and 80s. I think it might even try and top out at 90s by the end of the week. So a gorgeous weather here in the Midwest. We do have a white monster in the cup, and it's not even a cup, but we have that. So that's what we got there. Our 5 things we'll talk about in a minute because we're going to check in and see how people are doing and see what's got going on and all of that. So, got questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comments. Remember, if we can't see you, if your name doesn't pop up or anything, it's probably because you're on Facebook. And Facebook and StreamYard don't always play nice. And so when that comes up, it's just going to say Facebook user, which then becomes your FU because you're a Facebook user. So if you head to this guy right here, you head over to fatdadlive.com. That'll get you in the YouTube side of things. And then we'll be able to see your YouTube screen name in that. But StreamYard and Facebook don't always play nice together. So that's why we got that. Now let's check in. Brian was first in here this morning, way early. That we're doing 8. Did I misunderstand? We did 8 on Friday because Friday we had Krista's graduation from the Parent Teacher Mentorship Program, which was pretty cool. It was fun to see all of that, to see how many schools have a lot of people involved in it. And funny enough, our district superintendent was there, and we sat across from as we're leaving. She goes, "I'm just seeing you guys everywhere," because we'd seen her at quite a few different events over the last week, and we're like, "Yeah, she's getting pretty involved." Yeah, well, we are. We're pretty involved in our kids' education and want to be a part of it. So that was had a good little chat about her. She goes, "What's next?" I said, "Mimosas," and she's like, "On a Friday?" I'm like, "Why not?" That sounds like a good idea, but I might have to get some work done. So, all right, no mimosas to you, Dr. Savage, but maybe next time. So we had that. That was a good thing. Friday. Oh yeah, we'll check in and then I'll tell you how Friday went and where we are today. What's up, Chuck? Good morning to you. Darren, good morning as always. Jerry, morning. T-Town, good morning to you. And Barb, look at that. Barb's all the way checking in here. North Central Minnesota, 55. I can't drive. 55. Now, name the singer. I know. Everybody is my age, so Bill can nail that. Partly cloudy, water in the cup, 5 things: embroidery caps, tournament towels, quotes, customer pickup, and graphic design tweaking. That last one gets me every time. Is it a tweak on your own or is it a tweak for a customer? Because it seems like my own tweaks take way too long. Customer tweak here, perfect. But that other one, yes. Yeah, Jerry, that's what I need to do is hit that button because that button did me no bueno. I usually set it up so as soon as that goes off, it goes right into it. But that did not happen this morning. Good morning, Renee, 66 in Chicagoland. Water in the bottle, coffee in the cup. That sounds swell today. North Mississippi, coffee in my cup. Beautiful weather. Oh, I love when it's beautiful weather. Jenny, good morning to you. Broken. Did I say broken 3 times? Broken Fence Designs. It's Jenny over there. Morning from Elkhart, Indiana. Water in the cup. It's going to be a beautiful day. Is it me, or when it is beautiful out, does that just change your outlook on things? When we had like the 37th winter this year, and I'm just over it. But man, when you can get a week of sun, a weekend of gorgeousness, it was jeans and hoodie depending on what it was, but man, it was gorgeous out here. Look at 70 in Toledo, Ohio, tinting an 81 Ford LTD. Woo! Now we're talking. That's the only thing on my mind until I'm done. But I have to ship off some stuff for softball game later tonight. Make banner design for my daughter's grad. Love it, love it, love it, love it. First day back on duty, emailed you about the trailer stick. Yep, I seen that. As soon as this is over, I'm going through emails. I got rid of all the unimportant emails before the show, so now I can go back and get through everybody's email that way. And Brian's checking in there, 60 and sunny with Mountain Dew, which is pretty the standard for Brian. Mountain Dew, embroidery, print samples, print decals, print banners, order samples and tees. Yeah, look at that. Great Monday. Design. Attend high school marching band fall show reveal. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Katrina's checking in here. Any advice on doing a festival event? This would be my first one and need any and all advice. Oh, yeah, we can definitely check in on that, Katrina. What are you looking for? What type of festival? Do we know attendance? Do we know the demographic of the people? Give us a little more information and we can help you out. What's your primary focus? Like, what's your niche that you do? I don't know. So tell us more information and we'll get there for it. Sammy Hagar. There you go, Renee. Now sing it. You got it in your head. Shoot. Oh, Monster Hydro is in my cup. Monster. I can't go wrong with a Monster. Beautiful weather there in Cynthiana, Indiana. Say that like 10 times fast. Cynthiana, Indiana. There's got to be a fun jingle to go along with that. And in the cup and Mountain Dew. Look at that. Coffee and Mountain Dew. There we go. Oh, it's a hippie style festival. I made sublimation tumblers. Okay. Tumblers are tough. And this is what I have found from what I've seen at different craft shows, and that is, if it's very hippie, then you want to get very into the tie-dye, the very in the natural, the very in the marijuana. You want to get into designs like those for them to sell. But it's tough because you are taking inventory. And once that, it's not like me if we go and we do, a shirt pressing, we have blank shirts, we have designs, we put them together. What's done is done and it's out the door because somebody bought it. We can send back for a restocking fee on our blank shirts, and then we're only out the transfers and that restocking fee. So very minimal. When it comes to tumblers, you are doing that stuff, unless you're doing it on site, which then we'll talk about that in a second. You have all this money wrapped up in inventory. And let's just say, your average tumbler cost to you, you purchase this at $10. Well, you're going to take at least 50 tumblers. So there's $500 in blank tumblers that you now designed, hoping to sell for a profit to get that back. So it's a tricky situation. And that's what I've seen with a lot of tumbler makers when doing festivals, doing craft shows, during events, is that if it isn't something specific to that event, like here's the event and you're able to print the event logo on it, that it's just kind of up in the air. What I've seen a lot of people do is build a display of here's the stuff that we offer, and you can order online. And here's a discount code for ordering online. That way they get what they want. They get a discount. You get a sale because it's a big thing. You take all of these, you're really pumped to go, and you sell 10 tumblers, right? Well, let's say tumblers $35, $350. You did $350 in sales, but you also had 500 in tumblers that were there. So there's that. Now, pressing on site, that's where it gets a little tricky at, because with tumblers, you're going to have 5 to 8 minutes on the actual process itself. And we always like to keep everything under 5 minutes, if we're going to do it, whether that's, name and numbers, things like that, because, it's quick money. So what you could do if you're going that route with it is you have transfers already printed out, ready to go. Here's the designs. They pick, you press, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, whatever it is, it's back to them, ready to go. The issue that I have found with that, especially on the sublimation side, is anytime I seem to work under pressure is when I screw up more than anything. So now I found I was ruining more stuff and things like that. So I just stuck to transfers. I dropped sublimation from everything that we did on site and festival because I didn't want to mess with that. Like, not happening. Not going to do it. So there's a little of my advice. If you can give us some more information, I'm sure we can get some more help from the group there. Darren says it's 52 and beautiful there in Topeka. Mountain Dew in the cup. Have a metal sign that's being picked up. Message about another sign to be picked up. Nice. Station stuff. Great. Work on designs. Pick up cups to laser tomorrow. Look at that. Darren's got a super productive day. So Friday. Friday we had our parent, like I said, this is our recap of there. We had our parent teacher mentor graduation coordination, whatever it was. It was a fun time. Then I had on my list to fix the mower. F that mower, man. F that mower. I got it all fixed. I made like 3 laps and a different part broke on it. And this is a part that we replaced right after we got it about 3 years ago. And what it was is the cable just came out from there. And the only way to get that in there is to order that same part. So I was like, no dice on that. It's now Friday. And by the time I got to it in there was nothing was going to be ordered till today. And all it was an engagement. It was a lever that went to it, and the cable went through it. You engaged the belt with it, and that started the blades. So I just grabbed some pliers, put it on there, and I just held that bad boy and just spent the rest of the time mowing the grass. And now, instead of fixing it, I'm just going to rig it so I don't ever have to worry about that again. So that's on my list to have done this week, is to fix that mower. DTF. Oh, DTF. I love you. I hate you. I need you. I want to get rid of you. So we put in the parts that we got because the rest of the parts showed up. So we installed new board, new head, new cables. We put those in, and we got nothing printed. So I was at a loss. Like, we replace this stuff. What's not working here? What is going on? What is this? So we started making sure, testing everything. Everything was testing fine with it. It was, we're running continuity checks to make sure we were getting power from here to here. Everything was doing as it should. So we couldn't really figure out what was going on with it. We did a couple different resets on it. Went through and tried a few parameter changes. Nothing. So Saturday, I get it. They're like, hey, what about doing a backup of your software and see if that works? So you can do a backup, then restore from a backup. So we did a backup, a restore, nothing. They said, nope, still same issue with it. So they sent me another one to try. So I tried that. And that was Sunday morning. They said, yep, here, try this. So went ahead, put that in. It worked. So we just got it to print. It is not printing correctly now. Which means that we just need to flash the board, because on those boards they can be either programmed for the X600 heads or the i32s, 3200s, and so we just need to get ours reflashed. So that should be a today thing, where that will get reflashed. And cross our fingers, we'll be back to printing up in house. So we're crossing fingers. That was a very depressing thing over the weekend. And yesterday, when it popped off and that worked, that made me feel so much better, because I didn't know what else it could be. So that made it for a great day, because then at least we got ink flowing through heads, and now we can figure it out from there. So that was that. And then we got our banners out for our little leagues. We got our decal jobs out. And so that leads us to, what we have today. DTF, maybe fix the printer. We should be up in that. If not, our friends over at American Print and Supply, they are hooking us up and taking care of us very well to get things out in a timely manner for us. So place your orders. Everything's still falling into place. We're still rocking and rolling with that. So there's that. I had a couple decal jobs to print today. Darren's sticker job, I got to get that loaded up, make sure that's good to go. I've got yard signs that we got to get done and out today. I've got invoices that we need to do. And I guess this other one, because I'm looking at, went through my list, and then we had fixed printer, print decals, yard signs, invoice, and then I've got a proposal to do for fall football. So if you don't, and that's something you got to think about in this business too, because we're in May, right? We're already looking at stuff in the fall. Because before you know it, this is May, June, July, August. 3 months from now, fall football's starting up. So we're trying to we've got a couple things out there for proposals on them and what they want. And, if we get it, great. We're hoping that we do, but we're going to do our best to, put our best foot forward on that. So that'll be, get a proposal on that. So I got to work on that today. And so those are my 5 things. Fix printer, print some decals, take care of some yard signs, invoice, give a proposal. Those are my 5 things. So let's check in. Okay, let's see what we go. All right, so Katrina came back with this. Okay, so I could print transfers beforehand and take them with me and just press them there. Yeah, if you're comfortable doing that, I would say yeah, along with maybe some that are made up. Yeah, I'm just worried about moving my printer and messing it up. Okay, so here's the thing. Look at it this way. if you're going to sell these set designs, okay, you were already going to print those transfers and you were already going to put those on the tumblers before you went, right? So that you'd have finished tumblers. So why don't you just print the transfers and you take them, and that way you just have the transfers and have the blanks, and all you need is your press, and you just do it that way. That way you're not taking your printer there. Now, what kind of printer do you have? Because that could change. We had our 7610, or 7610 is what we used. And like I said, it worked, but it scared the hell out of me. Like, we did it for ornaments, and it was having that on-demand thing was awesome for that, and having a press that was dedicated for that. That's all we used that press for, was for those ornaments. And so we had the templates for them to choose from, and then it was like you choose what you wanted, and then we would print it out and do it there. So it worked really nice, but it still stressed me out every time. It is a Craftsman DSY 4500. That's what it is. It's one of those. And I'm like, just go on Marketplace and buy another one. Just go buy. I was done with it. It was just little things. Like it started with the I had a pulley that wallered out, right? And it was like, wasn't cutting on the one side. Well, it was because it wasn't gripping it. Okay. So I had to put a new pulley. I made 3 passes and it did the same thing. So I'm like, oh, so there's something in the shaft that's going wrong with it. So went ahead and I'm just ordering a rebuild kit. So we got new pulleys, new shafts, new blades, new belt, put that in. The belt was too short, and not like Cocktails too short. Like, it was the length was too short. So I looked it up, I measured the belt, and actually the belt that they sent, according to what, excuse me, what the machine called for, was a 1/2 inch smaller. And I'm like, well, 1/2 inch, I should be able to slide that on there. It works. So I went and got the one that said to. That still didn't work. So then I know I'm not sticking with this again. I went back and I grabbed the next 2 sizes larger, made one work just fine. Flipped it, everything worked great. And like I said, it went, and then it just stopped. And I'm like, what? Everything was there. And I went to move the lever, and I was like, wait a minute, there's no resistance in the lever. And that's what had happened. It had just pulled it back out. So yeah, I made it work, but ingenuity at its finest. Yeah, it sucks. Welcome to DTF printing, right? And what's crazy, I don't know how many people actually pay attention to the DTF side of things, but DTG Pro is actually filing for the trademark of DTF to be able to use it in the sale of equipment and supplies. And DTF Superstore is actually filing a counterclaim to stop them from doing that, because it is such a common term in the industry. So there's some fun litigation going on there. If you're in any of the DTF groups, you can read more about that. But yeah, as a reseller of transfers, it doesn't sound like we have anything to worry about in there because of that. It just seems like the people that are reselling printers, supplies, ink, things like that are in for it. So we'll see how that'll be fun drama, right? I'm making a design for a sublimation design on a tumbler, printing through Print Manager. I take my Print Manager. I take the image into Print Manager, not the correct size. Design in Corel. What am I doing wrong? Thank you. Ooh, what do you say? What are you exporting as? Are you exporting as a PNG scaled to size? Or you let us know that, because that's something else that could be. Yeah, anytime. Yeah, smile away, Jerry. Yes, that's right. Hit that button. Gary, holiday in Canada, so I'm going for a bike ride. What's the day in Canada? Why is there a holiday in Canada? What is it? Exactly. Enjoy life while you can. Yeah, when you can, and while you can, because we know it's all too short. Oh, you have the F-170? I wouldn't be worried about it at all. I would take it. I'd take it if you feel you need it to print on demand, go for it. Because that is a purpose-built sublimation printer. But if you want to just print out some transfers and have it, then I think you're fine with that too. The biggest thing is, remember, the events that you go to is power. Anytime you're doing anything on site, you need to make sure there's power. We would always just go to the event early, day before. First we'd ask, hey, where's power at? Or do we have access to power? And then we'd try and figure out where you setting us up at, so we know what we have for power, because that is nothing worse than realizing that there's not enough power. Jerry told Katrina, make certain you have lots of help if you're printing on site and a system set up. I've done it and only had 2 people. Not enough help. Need at least 2 more. There's a tip from Jerry for it. And Rise 5 Things. Send quotes, print DTFs. Dr. Fungus Toe. No. DTS embroidery update website. Very nice. And email a stupid customer. Tell me more about this stupid customer. Or in fact, no. Let's tune in at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, so an hour and 8 minutes from now, because I believe Rye will go live, and he will tell us a story on a stupid customer there. So there's a teaser lead-in to why we should show up to Rye's show in just over an hour, right? I feel you with the mower, right, man? It was just one of those things where it was just non-stop. Like, the thing is I had to order parts. There was nothing sourced locally. So it was like, okay. And I found the day that the first pulley went was on a Saturday. So I couldn't order it. And it wasn't here until like Wednesday, Thursday. Well, they got busy. So it wasn't until like, oh, it's just a pulley. I put it on there, on the next Saturday. So next Saturday I did it, and then that's when all the issues happened. I'm like, oh, so went ahead and ordered up the stuff. It got there because it came in two different parts. Blades came on Monday, was it? Blades came on Monday or Tuesday, somewhere around there. And the rest of the stuff came the next day. And so then I was looking at it, I'm like, okay, Thursday I'll go ahead and do it. So Thursday is when I did the first part of it and had issues because just getting that damn nut off the top of the spindle was horrible in there. I mean, the impact wasn't working. I broke out the fire. We were good to go. But I got battle wounds, right? I mean, battle wounds from it. If you don't have battle wounds, you're not working on your stuff. And then Friday came, and okay, we're gonna do that, and then yeah, and that's when I'm like, okay, this is just what I got to do to make it work. It was just one thing after another. Look at that. Jerry says we have the same customer, right? Things aren't all rosy though. Doing a head soak because I've clogged my head in my Roland 300i. Oof. Yeah, you'll run into that, but it's tough, because on those you can, depending on the age of the head, right? And being in Canada, it is going to be more for parts, it seems like. But do a head soak, give it a day, change it out, do it there. If you've got the time, a lot of times the head soaking will get it back. Victoria Day, all right, nice to know. Victoria Day in Canada. I heard about that stupid DTG Pro thing, and if anything, all they did was alienate a lot of their customers with it, because a lot of people, got scared with it. It was like, wait a minute, I can't sell what I've been selling the way I've been selling because of this is how you're doing it. And it would be different if it was a company that had a great support behind them or something, but they've been known not to have the best. So it just seems like another money grab for them. There's Cindy checking in. There's sun out, so maybe it's nice out. Yes. Drinking Panera charged lemonade, embroidering a few towels, tumbling jewelry, ordering number 5 zipper tape. I don't even know what that is. What is number 5 zipper tape? Update online shopping, designing a yard sign, and I think there's Ive. There's Ive, so it should have been more on the backside. Ive, what was on the backside? What more was there, Cindy? And Cindy, I think Corey's reaching out to you today, right? Because you guys were back and forth on Friday on some stuff, and I know she's got some replies back to you as well. Yes, there's power where we stand. Perfect. So there you go. Maybe as long as you got power, you should be good to go with that. And then Jerry, exporting as a PNG scale to size. Yes. Only happens with this design. I created it from start. Maybe that's my problem. That's interesting. That is very interesting that it is like that. Because I was thinking, I was like, well, maybe it's not as a PNG. I don't know, Jerry. Open it up in a new file and save it off there. I get some times where I will try and export things or save things out of Corel when that needs to go to print, and it will be corrupt or things will be wonky with it. So what I do is I just move it to a new file, save as, and it works from there. I used to get out of that and go from there. Let's see. I do a big wrestling event every year, and we had, I believe, 5 people this year, and I still don't think there's enough for busy times pressing shirts on site with transfers. Yeah, and that's the thing, is you don't know until you do it, right? Like the first one we did, it was just me. It was like, okay, because we didn't know. I'm like, I can handle this. And then it was me and Corey. Okay. And then we had me, Corey, and our 2 girls, or 2 of our girls. And then the following year, we did it different because it was late in season and things got moved around. Tournament got postponed. And so all we were doing was tournament shirts. So there wasn't anything else. It was just tournament shirts. Most all was pickup in there. And at that one, we had 3. But yeah, it can be frustrating because Here's like the event-based things is just where it gets tough at least in our area. We plan for this, you usually 4 weeks out, 6 weeks out minimum, just where you're at with it, what's going on with it, and get everything ready to go. And then you get to that weekend and you're there Thursday, and then it storms and the tournament gets canceled. What do? There's nothing to do. So there. And for us, we were busy on day 1 and 2 of the tournament, and day 3 was Deadsville because it was championship day. So as soon as people were losing, they were leaving. They're getting on the road and getting out of there on Sunday. So I talked to a couple of, because they said they wanted us here from this time, this time, this time, this time, this time, this time, and by about 11 a.m. on, because we'd have everything open by 8. By 11 a.m. on Sunday, there's vendors shutting down, and I'm like, "What's going on?" They're like, "Yeah, so championship game. They've got this game, these 2 games, and the championship games played at noon, and that's it. We're done. So what do we need to be here to the end for? Because as soon as they're out, they're out." I'm like, "Really?" And we stuck through the whole thing because I wanted to do that. And yeah, there was 0 for sales. There was the traffic that came through there was minimal because of where it was at. Because as soon as everybody was done, they got in and left. So that was a learning experience, and we went from there. Do you go live here on YouTube, Rye? Yeah, he goes live at 10 a.m. So go to Rye's thing, click on him, subscribe. He'll go live at 10. I think he goes live the same day. I think Monday, Wednesday, Friday, maybe even Monday through Friday. He gets there for it. My Dixie Chopper is that way. The only service place is 150 miles away nowadays. The best place to get parts is Florida. It's just old. I don't have my lawn business anymore, so hard to justify it. Yeah, so justify a new big mower. So the only thing, here's where you can say that marketing works well at, because the only reason I know what a Dixie Chopper is from when American Chopper, when that was on Discovery many moons ago, when they did the Dixie Chopper themed motorcycle. So that's how I know one of those is. But yeah, you definitely run into that where, when things get old or move from there. I looked at it, and I was so on the fence with it, because for the rebuild kit of spindles, was it 2 new spindles, 2 pulleys, belt, blades, I think it was about $150-$200, so nothing crazy. But then when I was looking on Marketplace, when I was pissed, and I'm like, all right, we're just gonna look there, and I could find our same mower, only newer, and it was like $700. I'm like, why don't I should have just bought that? Yeah, it'd been 500 less than here, but I would have had a newer mower, and then I could just give this one to the kids and said, fix away, have fun, whatever. Because that's what I did with our last one. It was probably 5-6 years ago. I bought that one, but I bought that one used for like $350, and it needed some. Oh, the carburetor starting to get garbage in it, and it was by the time it was going to be like $150, $200 to get fixed and go through it. I'm like, I'm going to see what else is out there. We only got $350 in this one, and we found ours, and it was like $600. I'm like, I'm just going to buy something new. And that was nice and cushy. And we went from like a 32-inch deck to a 42-inch deck, so got to cut more grass. And I'm like, oh, this is amazing. And yeah, now I'm right there with it. And then come to find out when I was doing this mower thing, and I was talking to somebody else, they're like, yeah, you totally missed out last month. And I'm like, how did I miss out last month? Well, apparently there's some Home Depot special that was running on the battery-operated lawnmowers, and there was some crazy clearance sale that was taking the Ryobis that were $5,000, and they were clearance down to $500, and just to move them out. And so people were buying them and then turning around and reselling them for $2,500, $3,000, because they're like, that's what the going rate is. They're $5,000 new. I can sell it at this. So brand new in package, they're selling them for that, and they only paid $500 for it. I'm like, oh, where was that? I would have totally been on that board for it. Let's see. Where do we going there? Harry, good morning to you. Harry, we can help you out with that. Screen printed transfers. Yes, we can, sir. Get with us. Do the request a quote on the site. We get that. For anybody else that may be wondering, what is it all we do? We do it all, folks. Whether that is signs, banners, decals, printed HTV, DTF transfers, yard signs, screen printed transfers. We can help you out just about all your needs there. Sublimation transfers, anything on the transfer side of it, we got you covered. So save it like an SVG and then save it as a PNG, maybe Infinity. Yeah, try that and let's see what we can get. We're also doing names and numbers in the back to the camo, and that is such money right there. Such money, because you're able to, you're customizing on site. One of the things that we found that worked really good was we did a bunch of 1-inch numbers up front. So we had them because you have all those scraps. So we would do 1-inch numbers, and we use those for gloves, and we do use those for shoes. Yeah, we sold, and each one of those, it was $5. So it was $10 for a pair of shoes. It was $10 for a pair of gloves. And we're like, yep, $5, here you go. And we did awesome on that. And it was all scrap vinyl. So that was amazing. We took our Graph-Tech because it was the Graph-Tech cuts way faster. So boom, boom, boom. But names and number drops, yep, super simple, super easy. Love it. And Jenny says, yep, I'm selling t-shirts at a softball tournament this week, and I'm taking the shirts from last year's rain out. Here we go, right? And that's what sucks is you set up for those events in there. And that's like us, we don't do a whole lot of events anymore. We did it on press. We did a couple this year, but not a whole lot. And we're debating next year to get back into it more. It just depends on the way we want to run the business, because like I said, the best businesses have multiple streams of revenue coming in. So for us, we have our wholesale side of things where we do, signs, banners, decals, DTF transfers. We take care of printing for you guys. And then we do a lot of bulk work for teams, softball teams, baseball teams, schools, things like that. The retail side, we haven't really pushed it a lot in the last 6-8 months. We have our handful of customers, but that is going to get changed. Corey's going to start working on more on that, and we're going to push more on the retail side of things. And then the on-pressing things, we'll be able to pick and choose the ones we want. We did it last year for football when we just add names and numbers back to jerseys. The kids dropped them off before practice, and we had them done to them the end of practice. We did a couple events for the school, or we did the event for the school, and we're looking to do more next year. And as we can build that, work with some of the other PTAs and see what happens there. But there's a lot of avenues to go with it. And yes, they're taking shirts from last year's rain out. Been there, done that for it. Yeah, you'll talk about the customer in a bit. Sweet. That'll be at 10 o'clock. We're going to talk about that. Good advice. I've been thinking about doing a show in Christmas, doing on-site hats. Pick your patch and hat and get pressed, trying to figure out 4 colors of hats. Richard 112. Yeah, that's the thing. Pick and pick. You can give this, you can have this. And if you can show the 4 hats right here in the designs, they're able to do it. We'll do that. And especially on the hat side of things, if you've got the 360, or you got your hat press that's, dialed in, excuse me, just one thing, that's all you're doing on it. And then it's just a press and go, press and go, press and go, press and go. And it's super easy to do. But blank hats, because you're going to buy the hats anyway. And it's cheaper for you to hold that blank hat than a decorated hat and then try and resell it. Because there's times we would have that and we would just unload it, right? We're just getting rid of it because what can we do? We can't do anything with it. So let's just try and get rid of it. Brian says, I hate mowing. I bought an electric push mower to eliminate some issues. I have a friend that now has the robot mower. I think it's only like $250, $300. And I thought about that. Then I realized the dogs would probably try and attack it because it just goes. It goes as a charge, and then it takes about 2 hours to recharge, and then it goes, and that's what it does, is it just cuts grass all day. And I think on his blades, I'm not even sure how far he's in it. He's had it. But total, you set out the what is it, the GPS coordinates of it, of what you want it to do, and cut, and that's what it does, and it just does its thing. So believe me, robot mower, if I didn't have the dogs, 100% on my list, because that would be amazing. Yeah, I never have to worry about cutting the grass. It just does it for me. So get that. Okay, I wasn't sure. I was looking on the site over the weekend. Yeah, Harry, do the request to quote, because there are some things that are not listed on the site, but you can always do that request to quote and act. So put it all in there. Dawn, good morning to you. And Darren says, that's where I first heard about them. Bought a used one, had to replace the motor right away. Now about $1,000 to fix mine until something goes, or spend $8,000 on a new different brand. Yeah. What are you going to do, right? The other thing is, I mean, you service the public. Look at the public service auctions. Like we just had one here. Our county had one, and there's some of the big riders in that. So there's something else. And you love going to auctions anyway. So why not just go and see what else you can bring back for it? Wait, you can heat press vinyls on shoes and it stays? Yep. And we would just press it to the bottom of the heat press. So you'd get a glove, you put it on there, you put some heat tape on there, roll it back, get it, because the thing is they're not getting washed. So you don't have to worry about making sure everything is perfect on there, but it's holding on there. We would do it on balls. So the home run ball, put it on here, put the number on it. And it was quick money, quick, easy money. Yeah. Go do softball tournaments. They like to buy. Yes, they do. I have to design a yard sign. I've never done one, and it's headed away for a quote when I'm done. Footloose is raising its advertising game. Cut loose, woohoo! 18 by 24 yard sign. That's typical yard sign size. Leave about a half-inch to an inch white bleed around it. That makes everything way easier. And that's it. Super simple, easy enough to design up, and we can get you a quote on those, and we take care of you on yard signs. No problem. I think I made 600 just for the names on the back. Yep, sold it to people that won because I donated the champ shirts to set up for free there. So we made out this year. Yeah, and that's it. It was such easy money, right? Because names and numbers, they're easy drops. Like, when you can do here, yep, it's $10 to put your name or your number on this. What is this called? This sleeve. $10 to put your name on the back. What do you want? $10, and it's amazing. I've been asked by local sports leagues that we already work with to start doing tournaments. I hear softball does better with sales. Yes, softball does a lot better with sales, and here's why. Is that this is what I've seen, and those other ones that are doing it, you can let me know if you're seeing the same thing. When it comes to themed shirts, and it comes to when you're looking at baseball or softball, baseball moms will buy, but baseball players won't. All they want to wear is their team stuff. That's all they're worried about is their team stuff. They want to show off their team. They want to show off their team. They want to show off their team. Softball, what can you have? And especially when you can mix in, when you can throw in some glitter, when you can throw in some rhinestones, when you can throw in some foil, softball hair, don't care type things like that, that very themed softball stuff. Softball moms, softball girls love that. They love the whole softball genre. So softball is an amazing thing to get into. So yeah, Dad, don't say no to that. And then if you want to go one step further, the next from that, cheer. You get in the cheer. This cheer dad, cheer dance dad does say no because I can make that unless it's an event thing. If it's the event, I can't make that. But those other ones, like no. When we look, and I always look at prices stuff, I'm like $75 for this Gildan hoodie. Are you kidding me? At least do something better. But when you see at the beginning of it and they have a full rack, and at the end of it there's 3 left, they're banking off of it. I'm wanting to shift to more on-site tournaments. I've been researching, haven't found anyone here that I'd be in competition with. So one of the things that I looked at, and Renee, if she's still here, we've talked about it, is that's the retirement plan. The retirement plan is just get the motorhome, and you have a trailer that you pull behind, and everything is set up ready to go in it. And then there you go. You pull up. I found from my experience of seeing things, having a trailer based makes things way easier for setup and takedown. Because you can have everything just mounted in there and not have to do anything. You can have your own generator mounted, ready to go. You can pull out the tent to do some other stuff, but you have that for production. I've seen some where it's closed off, it's air conditioned. It's an amazing setup in there, so they don't have to worry about the heat or that. They can swap in and out of people, so people can go in there and cool off. It's a good place to relax. At the end of the day, you're not packing everything up and putting it away, hoping nobody comes to steal it, so you're putting everything in the trailer and locking it up. So I would look at that, and we have for years. If we really wanted to hit the game, then that's what we would do. The guy that I talked to was baseball bats, and so that's what he had was his trailer. Pulled everything out, had it there, put everything in, and that was the retirement. As he just drove around to tournament after tournament and sold bats, and it was an amazing thing. People I find are so picky on hats. Absolutely, they are. But like that, with the Richardson hat, you have those people that are all about those, and it's really hard to go wrong with one of those. Just don't put your year on that you're doing the tournament on the shirt. Put it in a spot where you could cut it off or take it the following year. That is some great advice right there. One of the things that we ran into was that they didn't have the same logo year after year, so it didn't matter. It was like, well, what can we do with this? We did sell the previous year's shirts, and we sold those at like $5. So the tournament shirt's $20, $25. Yep, it's $5 for this one. So some people would buy it. I want the robot one, but the one I looked at was over $500. I'll see if I can find the link because it was cheaper than that. It was like the Yardworks one. Let me just look real quick here, Brian, because it was I'm pretty sure it was the Yardworks one, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't that much robot mower, right? Yeah, because I think I have it saved right here. Because I was looking, I was looking at it because I'm like, I'm just gonna get it. Works. That's what it was. The works. Oh yeah, that one was it. Maybe it wasn't. I thought it was cheaper than that. Oh yeah, that one's way expensive. All right, it wasn't those. I'll find the other one. But Brian, think about this. Time is money, right? How long does it take you to cut your grass? Now, me on the rider, it takes me about a half an hour to cut the backyard. I don't cut the front yard because our neighbor in the court, he's retired and that's what he likes to do. So he cuts 3 of ours grasses and just goes back and forth, and it works out well for me. So it takes me about 20 minutes, half hour. If I weed eat it and put everything in there, I got about an hour and a half in yard work. But if I've got to do that once a week, and let's go from May through September, right? So May, June, July, August, September, 5 months, 4 weeks a month, that's 20. And at an hour and a half, that's 30 hours. That's 30 hours. And if my time is worth $125 an hour, that's 3,303. That's like $3,500, right? So now it's worth it because I got my time back and I don't have to do that. So time management, right? I say it's an investment for you to get your time back to get a robot mower. I said I would look at doing it, but I know my dogs would eat it because it just does its own thing. I agree with Don. Very picky. It's almost like underwear. Very nice. Derek says, I have about 7 acres of rough land I mow, so battery would be awesome, but not practical. Right now, I'm using my tractor to mow. It might be, though, Darren, because the thing goes back and recharges and it knows where it left off at. There's a homesteader that I follow, and that's what his is, and is always out running around and doing that. That comes back to charge, and then it goes back off and does its own thing. So maybe. I've done a shoe once. It melted. You gotta be quick with it. You gotta be quick. I laser a bunch of first home run balls every year. $10 each. There you go. Tie dye. Yep. Tie dye too. Tie dye goes crazy on it. That would be me burning it. Dance teams. Yep. There you go. Do you have a VIP living in your home now? A VP? Oh, I don't. I have a VIP. I don't know. Tomorrow is going to be the tomorrow's nominations and voting for PTO. I do believe that Corey is being nominated, and I do believe that she'll be winning. So we'll see right there. Yep, Renee's here. Yep, here. Mark wants a trailer for knife scissors sharpening too. So at some point, we'll just need a train. Yeah, like why not? Just a toter, a giant toter, like race cars do. It's just for all of this, right? I went to Busch Stadium over the weekend. Was blown away by the cost of generic baseball designs on cheap shirts and hoodies. Now, are you talking at the stadium itself? Because I mean, that's garbage designs anyway. Because it's Cardinals. Just saying. Or outside. Because that's my thing. Is like when out in Wrigleyville, you'd go to the corner guy, and you're still paying $20-25 for a garbage shirt, with a single color design on it, and that's just the way it was. And okay, well, that's still cheaper than the $45 for the shirt inside the stadium. So it was, going to stadiums anymore, it hurts my soul. Football is the biggest one that just hurts my soul to go to because I remember going on bus trips, going to Soldier Field, old Soldier Field, before it became the Steak on the Lake, on a bus trip and getting great seats. Remember a bus trip, we'd go to a spot, they'd take us up there, we'd come back, and it was like $70 a ticket. Now, to get decent seats, you're spending $300 a seat, and that's at the minimum. Come on, folks. I love my Bears, but I don't love them that much anymore to drop. Let's be honest. By the time you add drink, transportation, everything, there's $1,000 weekend just to go. No, I can do that at home, and I'm over it. Now baseball, hey, I can still get in there fairly cheap, and we can have a blast. And if even worst case scenario, since we have an amazing team, being the Chicago Cubs, we can just go up to Wrigleyville and enjoy the atmosphere. And that's 9 times out of 10 the best part, because for years we sucked, and for years more now we're going to suck. Well, there were a few great years in there, and it was amazing time to go up there. And now, hey, it's just fun. Forget retirement. I want to do tournaments now. Yeah, go do it. Right? Go do it now. Go do it. You make a valid point, right, Darren? I'm just saying. Look at it, because like the one works one. Let me, like you said, $8,000 on the mower, right? So their biggest one, let's see, does an acre. Is that what it says? For the yard works, it does an acre, and it's $3,500. So if it goes and it charges and comes back and does that, you're still, half of what the $8,000 new one was. If there's robots just out there cutting grass, who cares when it gets done? It's just cutting grass all the time, all the time. Fingers crossed. Well, we'll tell her. We'll tell her that. Ballpark Village has permanent storefronts. Arch Apparel and Baseballism. I think, do they have any of the, so those are legit ones, and they were still things. Hey, Brian, I mean, the Cardinals are the only team that can lose to the off day. So I'm just saying, Cubs were trash, and we were trash for years. Welcome to the dumpster fire. You can't always be good. I know, you've had a lot of great runs over the years. There's a lot of great World Series champs in there. There's a lot of great players. But when you're trash, admit you're trash too, right? Slum it out with us, boys. It's all right. Come and show us. We will show you how it's done. You enjoy the atmosphere. You enjoy the stadium. You enjoy the game for what it is, a game. Just remember, it's just a game. You guys suck. Just saying. I quit buying concert shirts when they started costing as much tickets now. Heck no, right? Like, that's crazy. You know, like, everything has gone ridiculously priced on stuff, and I'm just over it. But we went super long today. Look at that. I'm a Tigers fan. I understand. See? People are very passionate, you know. If St. Louis was so good, they wouldn't have lost a football team. Just saying. They're going to lose a hockey team, too, if they haven't already, didn't they? Did they lose hockey? Now I got to look and see. The Blues are still down there. The Blues is still down there, right? I better make sure because, they couldn't keep a football team. So why would they keep they still got hockey. I'll go watch hockey. I don't mind hockey. I enjoy hockey. We can go watch some of that. All right. We went way long today. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. Oh, look at this. Trailers must be a growing trend. A lot of local indoor craft shows have spots for trailers now. They usually line them up against the back wall. It does. And it was because when you look at people building out stuff, when you can get, a 6x10 trailer, an 8x10 trailer, and you can get everything you want to it, and it's, let's say $5,000-$6,000. There's people I know that's their craft room now. They have it hooked up outside. They have electricity plugged in it, so it's running off that, and it just takes that space. Now, we had looked at mini motorhome. I was like, we should just get a mini motorhome because then we can tear everything out. Just, sure, you have a couch in there, sleep on that, the one that folds out, but you could do everything in that, right? We could totally do it in the motorhome and have it. But yeah, having the trailer is the way to go. Everything is just in one spot, drop and load, and it is sweet, sweet. All right. We got stuff to do today. I'm never going to get stuff done if I'm here on that. So hopefully we can get all rocking and rolling. I got some artwork off. I've got my list of 5. So you got your list of 5. Tomorrow night, Tuesday with Todd. If we do it, I'll do the everyone because it's going to be early because tomorrow we do have the PTO meeting that would be during Tuesday with Todd. So it might be a 4:00 one or 3:00 one. I think it might be 3:00. Because there's other stuff going on in the afternoon. So if I do 3:00, it might be an early one. Well, we'll let you know. We'll get on that. Otherwise, we'll be back here Wednesday for Morning Mindset and Friday for Morning Mindset. Printer's back up and running. We will do a bundle drop on Thursday, and we'll get everything squared away on that and be able to say, hey, we're back up and printing, which we will celebrate the minute we're back up and printing and everything is good. So you guys have an amazing day. Peace, love, press on. We will see you guys next time.